everyone, I got the Modern Renaissance palette in the post yesterday, so today I was going to start off doing a 4 looks 1 palette series with that, but it's a bit too weird I think to go in that video, plus it took too long, so it needs a tutorial of its own really, but I definitely will still be doing a 4 looks 1 palette with it, probably over the next week or so. Keep watching. So what I'm going to do today is loosely inspired by this picture that Timothy Hung posted. Obviously I have eyebrows and it's going to be different colours slightly, but yeah, this is my inspiration for today. I'm going to prime my eyes with Sublime Nature paint from MAC. So I've just primed roughly above and below. I'm going to start off with tempera, just brow bone and down a bit. And just the inner corner where I got a bit of the darker primer by accident. Time to start mapping out that graphic shape. I'm using this brush from Illamasqua. It might be their concealer brush. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's their concealer brush or a flat eye brush, but I think it should be quite good for doing the shape. I think I might do the reverse of the colours here, so I think I might do the red bit up top and keep the eye bit brown. So I'm taking the shade Love Letter. I fully expect to have to clean up the bottom line, but I'm going to try and keep the top line crisp because I don't want to clean that up really. Quite a lot of fallout, but I can clean that up. I think I want that line a bit rounder. I'll go back to building up that colour in a bit. I'm just going to try and map out the same on the other side, keeping both eyes open and staring into the mirror. I think if this was a natural haired brush I would be having less fallout and I'd probably be able to build up the colour quicker, but I don't really have a natural one that's this precise. That is almost the same. It's very difficult because this eye is a bit more hooded than this one, and so my eyelids are different shapes. So with the same brush I'm going to go in now with Venetian Red and build up the colour on this. I'm just going to brush off all that fallout. I'm going to use this tiny little Billy B brush 9 and my old style Kat Von D concealer to map out that middle line. This concealer might be a bit too dark, so I'll just see how it goes. And I'm going to pull that concealer down because I don't know what to do with it otherwise. By the time I've done the other side that concealer should have dried, and then I'll probably go in with a second layer. So I'm going to go in with the second layer of that concealer. I've cleaned off the brush so that there's no red to like muddy the colour. So you can see it's more crisp line now. Before I move on to the other side to do that second layer, I'm going to set this. I think tempera in this is a satin and I definitely want it matte because my eyes are hooded. Anything in this area is going to transfer, so I'm just going to find a matte shade now. I'm going to use Bone from the Metal Matte palette to set that, and I'm using that same brush which I've just cleaned off. So I've just set that. I imagine it's going to still transfer anyway throughout the day, but every little helps. So that's both sides set. To move on to the brown portion now, I'm wondering about mapping it out with a pencil first, just so that I don't have the same problems I had doing the pinky red. Okay, so I am going to map it out, but I don't have a brown eye pencil matte and light enough, so I'm going to use this lip liner from NYX in soft brown, and I'm going to map out and probably fill in the shape for the brown. Starting with my lash line, making sure I've got that filled really well, and then I'll swipe out to the wing, and then it does go to the lower lash line as well. underneath I'm taking it to about halfway and tapering it off. Like that. I think I'm going to go in with raw sienna first, and I'm using this brush which I've cleaned off. I'm going to use this Hakuhodo J5549 brush just to get the straight edge here because I'm struggling to do it with that brush. I think I might need to clean up that line after. Before I go any further with the browns, I'm going to do the line on this side. Make sure you sharpen your pencil again because you do need that line as precise as possible. I'm going to go in with red ochre, I think, just towards the inner curved bit. I'm just going to continue the red ochre on the top line. I'm not going to take it down though. And just blending it in. And I don't particularly want this look to be all matte, so I'm going to use a bit of antique bronze in the centre of the lid. For the inner corner I'm going to go in with Primavera with my Zoeva 237. I'm going to make sure the red sort of blends into it. I've brushed off all the fallout again, and I do still want to clean up this line. I don't want to use anything cream or liquid to clean it up with just because my face is powdered and I don't want it to get messy. So I'm just going to use MAC Studio Fix powder to try and fix it. I'm just going to use this clean little flat brush to do that. This is a crown brush, I think. Yeah, that does work. I'm going to curl my lashes and apply mascara. I'll be using the Marc Jacobs Omega Blacker mascara. I'm going to do that off camera though. So I've applied mascara. I wasn't sure about lashes just because this afternoon I'm going away and then I'll be away for the weekend. I don't know, I don't like travelling in lashes. I don't know why. But I'm going to do some individuals and then at least I can throw them away when I get there. Some days I find individuals really easy and then other days they just don't want to work for me at all, and every time I put in one it pulls out another. Like today. So I'm just waiting for the last glue to dry. I will zoom you in once that's done. I'll move on to my face first though. So for my face I'm going to use the By Terry Sun Designer palette in one Canon Flash Cruise. It's not something I would have ever bought myself because By Terry is really expensive, but also I don't really use bronzer all that much, and so I don't know, it's just not something I would have bought. But I got it in the Beautylish lucky bag and I could have sold it, but I'm never going to be able to buy something from this brand, so I thought I may as well keep it and see if it's worth all the money. The only trouble is, and I've used it only once so far, because the areas are quite small and zigzagged, it's really hard to just get one colour on the brush. I mean, maybe you are just supposed to swirl and use them all, but I don't want to. So I'm going to use my Wayne Goss 11 brush. It should be narrow enough to get in, and I'm going to try and just get the two outer colours. I don't want the middle one, and I'm going to run that around my face. I'm going to use the same brush to apply Makeup Geek contouring powder in Breakup. And then using the Wayne Goss 12 brush, which is a bit denser, I'm going to try and use a mixture of those two blushes. To highlight I'm going to use Becca Pressed Moonstone. I also got this in the Beautylish lucky bag. I really liked my lucky bag this year. There's only one thing I wouldn't use, which is the IT Cosmetics Universal Taupe Eyebrow Pencil. But I didn't get any eyeshadows, which is a bit of a bummer, but I did get some really nice things. This brush is the Cassette S140. I'm going to use the NYX Liquid Suede in Brooklyn Thorn. My first time using this as well. just want to make this all a bit weirder, so I'm going to mix the Makeup Geek Hologram Duochrome Pigment with some of the OCC Clear Lip Tart and put that on in the middle. I always say this, I say I'm going to put something on in the middle and then I like the way it looks so much that I put it all over. Now that the eyelash glue has dried, if you're going to try this, I would definitely recommend mapping out the red area with a pencil or something first, because it's going to be cleaner, but also I did struggle to get that red to look opaque. I like it, I don't think I executed it the best way, also it doesn't really suit my eye shape. I think if you had mono lids, or maybe like really deep set unhooded lids, it could work. Okay, so that's the finished look. A little bit strange. Even if this isn't a look you'd want to copy, hopefully you've learnt some kind of techniques you could incorporate into the things you would do. I'll see you next time. Bye.